There's something about this time of year when the seasons quietly trade places. This past week, I found myself out in the garage, emptying the last bit of gas from the snowblower, brushing away a little rust, adding a fresh coat of paint before putting it away. And then, almost without thinking, I turned to the lawnmower, which is now 13 years old. I added some fresh oil, a new filter, sharpened the blades, getting it ready for the season ahead. It's simple work, the kind you don't rush, the kind that gives you some time to think. Time to think about life, about my collection, about those simpler times that seem a little further away than they used to be. In a world that keeps moving faster, louder, more complicated, these cards, they ask you to slow down. They bring you back, not just to what was, but to how it felt. This past month, I added 3 cards to my collection, and each one, in its own quiet way, felt like a step back into something simpler. The first is the 1988 Topps Tiffany Orel Hershiser. And when you see this card, it's really hard not to think about that season. The year he carried the Dodgers, a Cy Young Award, and somehow both the NLCS and World Series MVP as well. They called him the Bulldog, and that nickname fit. But what keeps me coming back to this one is the image. You see him entirely, nothing cropped, just the player as he stood in the moment. And the design itself is a familiar throwback to past Topps sets. The large bold letters with the team name resembles 1967, and the colored stripe is a tribute to 1966. It's not copying either one, but it feels like it belongs in that lineage. And then there's this 1988 Tiffany version, produced in far smaller numbers than the regular Topps issue. It has a glossier finish, a cleaner stock. It doesn't change the card, it just makes it a little more special. And sometimes that's all you need. The second card I picked up is this 1955 Parkhurst of Doug Harvey. It's only my second card from this set, but the more time I spend with it, the more I appreciate what they were trying to do. Because when you look at it in context, it feels like a response. The year before, 1954 Topps Hockey came out with bright white backgrounds, dynamic images, cards that felt larger than life. And I believe Parkhurst, who was their competitor, was carefully watching. And in 1955, they released a set that had similarities to the Topps design. A clean white background, the team logo clearly visible, a nameplate anchored at the bottom, and right in the middle, a single player image dominated. Harvey moving the puck. It's more understated than the Topps design, but there's an elegance to it. Nothing distracting you. Your eye goes exactly where it should. And that fits Harvey perfectly. Because before Bobby Orr, there was Doug Harvey. a defenseman who controlled the puck like no one had before. He was a maestro, conducting his own orchestra on ice, moving players around like Leonard Bernstein guiding a symphony. What would always have stayed with me are the stories off the ice. Harvey was always talking hockey. I want you to picture him on a cold, blustery night in a Montreal Tavern, not celebrating, not boasting, just sitting with his teammates, going over the game, piece by piece, drawing plays on a napkin, pointing out where a pass should go, why a lane would open, how a defenseman can control the pace without ever rushing. You can almost see it. A quiet table, a glass, a pen, and a mind that never really left the ice. And when you look at this card, that space around him, that simplicity, it almost feels like it's holding all of that thinking, all of that brilliance. And that's what I see when I look at this card. The last pickup I want to share is the 1950 Bowman of Charley Conerly. This third-year Conerly is now the oldest of his that I own, and it brings my total of his cards to 7. When I start to assemble a run of a player, I enjoy laying them out side by side. It stops being about any single card. You're now looking at a timeline, different designs, different stages of a career, different moments captured and preserved. And what stands out with Conerly is how steady it all feels. No flash, no excess, just a very good quarterback doing his job year after year. There's something comforting in that, because as everything else changes, designs, styles, and even the way the game is presented, there's a thread that seemingly carries through. You're holding years, and through it all, there's a quiet steadiness. No flash, no fuss, just years laid out one after another, and somehow that's enough. Three cards, 3 different moments in time, and yet they all seem to point to the same thing. A slower pace, a simpler design, a deeper connection. Maybe that's what I was really thinking about out there in the garage. Not just the work, but the rhythm of it. Because long after the seasons change and the games are played, these cards, they will remain, waiting quietly for someone to pick them up and remember. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and until we talk again, take care.